Over 4.5 billion years ago, our planet was a hostile, barren landscape, a world forged in fire and sculpted by chaos. It was a time when Earth was nothing more than a swirling mass of molten rock, violent storms, and endless oceans. A place where life, as we know it, seemed impossible. But the seeds of life were sown not in the peaceful corners of a garden, but in the heart of this turmoil. The story begins in the very dust from which our planet was formed. Cosmic debris left over from the birth of the sun, enriched by the remnants of ancient supernovae. From the depths of space, comets and asteroids rained down, carrying with them essential ingredients: carbon, nitrogen, hydrogen, and other life-giving elements. These collisions, though destructive, provided the raw materials needed for a grand experiment, the experiment of life. In the depths of these ancient oceans, a miracle was taking place. The seething waters, rich with minerals, bathed in the energy of lightning and volcanic heat, became a cauldron of chemical reactions. This was the primordial soup, a vast organic brew teeming with potential. Here in this chaotic mixture, simple molecules began to combine into more complex structures. Amino acids linked to form proteins, while nucleotides assembled into strands of RNA, the first steps toward life itself. But these molecules were still far from being alive. They were just the ingredients. The recipe for life was still unwritten. And then, in a moment lost to time, something extraordinary happened. Among the chaos, a tiny bubble formed, a microscopic membrane that enclosed a fragment of genetic material. This was the first protocell, a simple, self-replicating entity, and with its creation, the first spark of life ignited on Earth. These early cells were the ancestors of all life that would ever exist. Over millions of years, they evolved, adapting to their harsh environment, becoming more complex, more resilient. Life, once a mere possibility, was now a force that would shape the future of the planet. But the journey was far from over. Life on Earth was about to undergo its first great transformation. Some of these early organisms learned to harness the power of the sun, using it to convert carbon dioxide and water into energy. This process, photosynthesis, released oxygen as a byproduct, a gas that would change everything. Oxygen, once toxic to most life forms, began to accumulate in the atmosphere, eventually leading to the Great Oxygenation Event. This change not only paved the way for the development of more complex organisms, but also shielded the Earth from harmful solar radiation, allowing life to flourish in ways never before possible. And flourish it did. With oxygen filling the skies and oceans, life exploded in diversity. The Cambrian explosion, around 540 million years ago, saw the rise of a dazzling array of life forms. Creatures with shells, spines, and eyes. Life was no longer confined to simple, single-celled organisms. The building blocks of the animal kingdom were being laid. Over the next hundreds of millions of years, life conquered every corner of the Earth. From the oceans to the land, from the forests to the skies, living organisms adapted, evolved, and diversified. The story of life is one of constant change, resilience, and incredible complexity. And then, around 200,000 years ago, a new species emerged, one that would change the course of the planet forever. Homo sapiens, our ancestors, walked the Earth, not just as a part of nature, but as a force capable of understanding it. We are the latest chapter in this epic story, a story that began billions of years ago in the depths of a primordial ocean. We are the descendants of those first living cells, connected through an unbroken chain of life that stretches back to the very beginning. Our journey is a testament to the power of life, to adapt, to survive, and to thrive. Life on Earth is a miracle of time, of chemistry, and of nature's relentless drive to create and evolve. As we look to the future, let us remember the incredible journey that brought us here and the responsibility we bear to protect this fragile planet, the only home we've ever known.